An emergency retirement planning video. This is an emergency, my friends. So I was dealing with a lady yesterday I've been working with for about 5 years or so, and her husband, one of his cousins, died in his sleep at 63 years old. And he started to rethink things. He said, man, I wonder if we can hang this up because time is slowly going by. It's slowly, and it's getting faster and faster and faster. And we ran some numbers, and they're fine. They're fine. And she's like, I wonder if I can do the same. And the answer is, of course, because they're good to go. As most of my clients are. Not all of them, but most of them. Most of them are good to go. They just need a sanity check. Anyway, so I came across this from Visual Capitalist today. Who Americans spend their time with. And we got the ages 20, 30, 40. You can see all that. So when you're 50, all right, you're spending your time right here. The red is with your partner. This right here, I guess pink. The green is with the children. So you can see the time you spend with your children drop off significantly about 38. Well, we had kids when I was 30, so for me it's a little bit less, dropping off right about here because 2 of my kids are basically out of the house now. Time you spend with your coworkers drops off significantly, about 55 or so. For me, it's about 45. Time you spend with your friends, well, I don't have a whole lot of friends, so mine is way down here the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a kind of a recluse in some regard. Time you spend with your partner. Watch this. So it goes up. Why? Because most people, when they hit about 55, 60, they start retiring, so they start being at home more. So right about here, 55, you see it's flat. Right here is none. You don't have a partner. Then you get your partner in crime at about 30. I got married when I was 29. And it flatlines. And then once you start quitting your crappy old job, it jumps up quite a bit from, basically 33% increase. But then watch what happens here. A massive, about 70 to 75 years old, a massive drop off from about 5 hours to 2.5. And you watch what happens up here. Time alone continues to increase throughout the average lifetime. So right about here, you can see this giant gap that's increasing every single day. More and more people are alone as they get older because their partners die off. And everyone thinks, oh, we'll live together till we're 85, 90, and that just doesn't happen very often. Look at that. So when I talk to these people, I'm like, if you retire and your spouse doesn't retire, I mean, that sounds good in theory, but, like this lady I was talking to yesterday, she goes, man, if I don't retire, my husband's go stir crazy sitting at home waiting for me to retire. So she want to know if she could retire so she can basically take an RV and whatever they want to do together. And we'll call her Jane. I said, Jane, the issue here is, once you've squirreled away enough money, you're working, you continue to work as you're continuing to work unless you enjoy. If you enjoy, that's one thing. But if you're just working to build your future retirement and you've already accomplished your future retirement, what you're doing is you're basically working and you're eliminating these years, these few remaining years that you have together. So let's say you didn't retire till you're 70. Yeah, great. For many of you, you're going to be alone right out the gate because you work too long, man. Your spouse is going to die before you're 78 years old. So every year from like here to there that you're working is less of a year you have spending together in terms of doing the stuff that you wanted to do. It's just that simple. Now, for many of you guys, and I'm there. You got debt. We take family vacations. All that stuff costs money. I won't change that for the world, of course. But when you hit 55 or so and your kids are out of the house, your debt's starting to get stabilized, you start to have your best income ever. At that point, you can start saving money. I get it. But at the same point, it's like if you save money for the future, and then the future is 10, 15 years from now, and you're assuming that future will be with you and your spouse is now gone, now you're alone. Now the funny thing is we survey retirees, and the vast majority are content. But I guarantee if you said, hey, would you be more content if your spouse was with you? They'd say, yes. I wish I had someone to travel with. I talk to widows all the time. They go in like these widow travel groups and stuff. That's fine, but it's not the same as going with their husbands. They'd much rather be with their husbands than the widow travel group. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's fantastic. It's better than sitting on your butt and woe is me. But this is what I say. It's not so much your crappy old job I'm saying to quit. I'm saying you're sacrificing your time together with your spouse in order to live in this crappy old job. And then you have to answer this question. Why? Well, I need to save more resources for retirement. How do you know that? How do you know? Have you actually planned? No, just don't throw the 4% rule out there. Don't just throw, I need 80% of my pre retirement income. That's weak sauce, dude. That's weak sauce. There's no basis in all that stuff. The only basis is your actual retirement planning numbers. That's it. All these freaking rules of thumb are fine, but it's crunch time, man. When you hit 55 to 60, you're like, okay, every year I spend doing this grind is one less year I can spend with Charlotte. And we've saved, we've squirreled, we've freaking pinched, we've done all this stuff in order to get where we are today. Every year I sacrifice doing that is one less year I have doing this. And even if this isn't horrible, i.e., it's not a crappy job, it's okay. Would it be better if I was able to take Charlotte to Dublin or whatever? Or go see I was talking to these guys yesterday, seeing the grandkids. The grandkid lives 15 miles away, 15 minutes away or something like that. Bouncing his great grandboy, bouncing his baby grandson on his lap. Dude, how much is that worth? Some guy told me, he goes, being a granddad is God's reward for a life well lived. And I told that to this guy. He said, dude, 100%. It's the best thing ever. Oh, no, don't want to bounce my baby grandkid on my lap because I got too much work to do to save to secure my future. I'm like, how do you know you're not secure right now? Oh, 4% rule and 8% of pre-retirement spending. Dude, I just, like, and you got to do what you got to do. I just see, don't you see that right there? The massive drop off because people are dying. You're losing 60% of your time to spend with your spouse right there. And you, every year you have is one, you're spending working is one less you have with her or him. Anyway, let's see what some of these comments are. Leave more alone as you get older due to death of friends and family. Also, it's a big country and people live far away from each other. It's a really sad graph. Anything subjected to rise is subjected to fall. Yeah. Anyway, I love to hear your thoughts, man. Right, God bless. We'll see you.